We have breaking news to discuss today as a new report has surfaced regarding the Toronto Maple Leafs and their new primary target has been revealed by reporter Elliotte Friedman. So I'm going to break down who that is in this episode of Leafs Digest, as well as what a package may take for that guy, as well as discuss a couple other potential fits for the Leafs. So make sure you stay tuned for that. But before we do get into the video, quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. We are less than 100 subs away from 5,000, which is a big goal of ours. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. About 80% of you guys who are watching right now aren't subscribed, so it means the world to us if you could hit that button. And again, thank you for your continued support. All right, we have a lot to discuss today. And Elliotte Friedman, the 32 Thoughts podcast, released today, and he had a lot to say about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, we're all aware that the Maple Leafs unfortunately missed out on Nikita Zadorov. The Vancouver Canucks came in, swooped in, and got him for a couple of picks. And if you saw our video yesterday, me and Darius discussed that the package wasn't that much. Most Leafs fans, including myself and Darius, thought the Leafs could definitely match, if not beat, that package pretty easily, as the Flames didn't even get a prospect in that deal. But ultimately, they passed on Nikita Zadorov, and the real reason was because of salary reasons and implications. So, a report came out today from Elliotte Friedman, and he says he thinks they try to get Chris Tanev in the organization. Says he's a Toronto guy, and Treliving signed him. Believes Toronto will chase him, even if they acquire him as a rental, because they are confident that they can keep him. Now, if you watched our video yesterday, this is also one of the key discussion points regarding the Leafs passing on Nikita Zadorov. The Vancouver Canucks did acquire Nikita Zadorov, but did not have an extension in place, so a sign and trade did not happen for Nikita Zadorov. He is going to be a pending UFA. If you are the Toronto Maple Leafs, did they want to get a guy that they are more confident that they would be able to sign long term? Now, yes, Nikita Zadorov did say he would be interested in playing for Toronto, but maybe they had those preliminary discussions and ultimately came to the conclusion that they would not be able to re-sign, or at least wouldn't be guaranteed to re-sign Nikita Zadorov if they traded for him. If you're looking at a guy like Chris Tanev, there's obviously that relationship there between Brad Treliving and Tanev. Could you think that maybe, are they thinking that maybe Chris Tanev, if they trade for him and they get him in Toronto, could potentially re-sign and maybe even extend upon getting traded to the Toronto Maple Leafs? And according to him, it seems like Chris Tanev is a Toronto guy, as we know, and Treliving did sign him in the past. So maybe that relationship there could work, and he would enjoy playing in Toronto on a team that has Stanley Cup aspirations and is a Stanley Cup contender. Now, here are a bit more details about the actual report here. So Elliotte Friedman says that one defenseman the Leafs will go hard at is Chris Tanev and believe they can keep him past this season. And then they go on to say, and this is an interesting quote, so when talking about the Maple Leafs and what possible moves they can make regarding missing out on Nikita Zadorov, the one potential exception I could see all of this is, of course, to get Chris Tanev into the organization. And then basically what I just said, that's the one guy I think Toronto goes hard at, because even if they acquire him as a rental, they're pretty confident they can keep him. So this is pretty interesting. And again, salary is the biggest thing here. So Elliotte, the 32 Thoughts, brings up Tanev to Toronto again. If the retained salary is a deal breaker, it's possible for Toronto to fit him in. His salary is about $4 million. So depending on what happens with John Klingberg, if he does go out for the end of the season, that could work decently. And that was one of the big holdups in the Nikita Zadorov trade. Other teams, not just the Maple Leafs, did not want to retain any salary for Nikita Zadorov. Not any salary, but the Calgary Flames did not want to retain any salary. So the other teams were more hesitant to try to acquire Nikita Zadorov. Ultimately, if that happens with Chris Tanev, I think it could work a little bit better for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that's what Elliotte Friedman seems to think. But I think the biggest thing here, and what's starting to be revealed a little bit, is that Brad Treliving wants a guy that is not just a rental, but to help solidify the blue line core per se. Chris Tanev's 33 years old, so he wouldn't be a young guy, but at least for the next couple of years until he's 35 or 36, his game should hold up well. He's a physical guy. He's not super offensive minded, more, of course, defensively minded, which is the opposite of John Klingberg, which is very, very good. But this is something that the Leafs desperately need, is a defenseman. We have Timothy Liljegren go down. We have a bunch of injuries that have happened lately. Mark Giordano went down. He's going to be out until at least January. It's looking like with a broken finger. So it's very, very urgent that the Toronto Maple Leafs make a trade like this. And it's good that, I mentioned it in yesterday's video, that Nikita Zadorov trade kind of got the market going a little bit, because it means that some teams at the very least are not going to work and try to hold out until the trade deadline necessarily, because you would like to think that in theory the Calgary Flames would have got a bigger package, a better package, if they had waited till the trade deadline. But it seems like the Flames are in retool mode. They want to sell, and I thought retool mode would mean they try to acquire some prospects or some more NHL-ready players, but they just got 2 picks for Nikita Zadorov. And there are also talks circulating from Elliotte Friedman saying the Leafs were trying to get Nikita Zadorov and Chris Tanev in one package, revolving around Abruzzese and a pick or so. That ultimately didn't happen, so now the focus is on Chris Tanev. And from Jay Fresh, Leafs are reportedly targeting Chris Tanev. I'm looking at his kind of player card ranking here. He has been very, very good to start this season. 100th percentile EV defense. So in a sense, the higher the number here, the better. He's been unbelievable to start the season. Absolutely unbelievable. 98th percentile WAR, which means very, very good. You can see his cap hit is $4.5 million. His time on ice, he's been as a second pair blue line. He is a right defenseman. He has been unbelievable, and he is a guy that, amidst having such a great season with the Calgary Flames, 6 points, 23 games, he's just been very, very solid. He's been solid his whole career. Since coming to Calgary, he's been great. He's been solid with the Canucks as well when he was in his 20s there. But this is just a guy I want to see come to the Toronto Maple Leafs. It makes total sense. Now, the question comes, will the Calgary Flames general manager want to work with Brad Treliving, given how Brad Treliving, of course, left to the Toronto Maple Leafs? Some speculation and some rumors. Darius thinks this especially. We don't think that maybe Brad Treliving and the Calgary Flames want to work out a trade together, because if they did, you would think that Brad Treliving maybe would have made that trade or made a better offer for Nikita Zadorov. But now it's starting to think that maybe Brad Treliving just wanted a guy who was more confident in being able to retain long term. But again, Chris Tanev is having an unbelievable season. Who knows what he would cost? Would he cost more than Nikita Zadorov? Maybe, maybe not. Chris Tanev is having a better start to the season than Nikita Zadorov by a long shot, according to these advanced analytics here. I believe Nikita Zadorov was like 57th percentile in WAR, whereas Tanev's 98, so much, much, much better, 30% better regarding WAR. And this isn't the end-all be-all, but it's a good kind of summary of how good a player is doing this season. The point is that Chris Tanev is having a great year. He fits. He's a Toronto guy. Brad Treliving has that relationship in the past when they signed him back in 2020 in that COVID-shortened year. It all is working out lovely, and then Elliotte Friedman's now coming out and reporting that Chris Tanev could be a Toronto Maple Leaf going forward. So let me know what your thoughts are on that in the comment section below. I'm all in on Chris Tanev. Yes, he's 33 years old. Yes, he's leaving his prime, but that's okay. Get us a blue line. Get us some depth in that blue line, because we desperately need it, even if it costs a little bit more. Who knows if it would cost Nick Robertson? It wouldn't cost Nick Robertson. Maybe Abrazizi. Maybe a similar package to Nikita Zadorov. Who knows what the price will be. One other quick target I want to mention. This was in an article from Frank Cervalli here. One of the key targets for the Leafs and other teams this season is Noah Hanifin, who is a pending UFA. He's having a very, very good year, but it is a tricky one for the Flames. Of course, basically, Hanifin's a target to be extended by the Flames, but the Flames have yet to do that successfully, and they're trying to retool and sell. So maybe Noah Hanifin's a guy that Maple Leafs could pick up. This guy's a bit more of a pipe dream. He's having a very, very good start to his season. He's been a very, very good defenseman for his entire career, especially with the Flames. 33 points or 38 points last season, 48 points the season before. This would be a guy who maybe you go for a Chris Tanev. Maybe you go for a Chris Tanev and Noah Hanifin in one. Very unlikely, but maybe you go for some of those guys in a package deal, because the Leafs need more than one defenseman. Liljegren is out, Klingberg is out, Mark Giordano is out. You're relying on Lagos and you're relying on Benoit, these Marley guys, to come up and perform every single day. And we scraped out a win yesterday against the Kraken in a shootout once again. It's only a matter of time until our goaltending ultimately, and Joseph Wall's been unbelievable. The goaltending needs some help. We don't want the matter of time until they collapse because of how bad the defense has been as of late. We keep giving up late game goal leads. Like we were up 3-1 yesterday, I believe, or something like that. I wasn't able to catch the full game. But the point is, the Maple Leafs need to make a trade. They need to make one soon, and I'm hoping that trade comes in the form of Chris Tanev or Noah Hanifin, if you are looking at the Calgary Flames. If you want to check out our video from yesterday, we had a couple videos highlighting some more targets, but I had to get this report out for you guys as soon as possible. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are on these trades.